Hello, everyone, once again, and welcome to IU East Women's Basketball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. I'm Caleb Gillock along with Morgan Guard. Today, the Red Wolves are back in action at the Quaker Classic at Earlham College to take on Heidelberg, the Heidelberg Student Princes, as we recently found out is their school nickname. Great win yesterday for the Red Wolves, Morgan, a 74-67 win over Denison. Tell us a little bit about yesterday.
Oh, what a great game. I wasn't honestly expecting a win for the Red Wolves, but, I got my point proven. A great win against a Division III yesterday. Denison. Okay. Division III, another Division III game today. I think the Red Wolves will do fine, just like they did yesterday. Maybe a little less competition today, but overall I think it's going to be a great game.
Well, as you mentioned, Heidelberg is the second NCAA Division III opponent that the Red Wolves have seen this season, and both of those have been back-to-back. Yesterday, like you mentioned, against Denison. Freshman guard Mackenzie Campbell had a program-high 23 points in the win against Wilberforce back on Tuesday for the homecoming game. Tia King leads IU East with about 13.5 points per game. Taking a look at Heidelberg, they were 12-14 last season, winning more games than the previous 3 seasons combined, and was picked 8th in the Ohio Athletic Conference preseason poll this fall. 5'8" sophomore forward Carly Patrick is Heidelberg's top returnee. Patrick averaged 9.3 points and 6.2 rebounds per game as a freshman for the Student Princesses. Yesterday, Heidelberg was able to pick up a win over the Earlham College Quakers. That was an 88-73 win over Earlham College to give the Student Princes their first win of the season. When we come back from the break, we'll have our starting lineups for both teams and the beginning of the first half. We'll be right back with women's basketball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. And welcome back to IU East Women's Basketball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. I'm Caleb Gillock along with Morgan Guard. Starting lineups taking place down on the floor. We'll give you a quick rundown of the starting lineups. We'll start with Heidelberg, who's going to be the home team in today's matchup. Starting for the Student Princes at guard, a 5'7" junior, number 2, Allie Hawkins. At guard, a 5'6" junior, number 14, Jackie Abrecht. Also at guard, a 5'6" senior, number 15, Paige Ricketts. At guard, a 5'10" sophomore, number 23, Teresa Jackson. And at center for the Student Princes, a 6'1" junior, number 43, Marissa Liberti. They're coached by Morgan Shriver in her second season at Heidelberg. And the starting Lineup for the Red Wolves, starting at guard, a 5'5 freshman, number 5, Kristen Miller. Also at guard, a 5'4 freshman, number 10, Bailey Dryman. At guard, a 5'7 freshman, number 21, Daisha Boyd. Also at guard, a 5'9 freshman, number 22, Tia King. And at forward, a 5'8 freshman, number 23, Mackenzie Campbell from Rushville Consolidated High School. Daisha Boyd, a new face in the starting lineup for the Red Wolves. Kerrigan Niehoff not dressing for this game. I had a chance to talk with her before the game, and those of you that were able to come out to Earlham yesterday or tuned in to watch online, you know that Kerrigan took a hard fall down underneath the basket, down there underneath the American flag, and hit her head on the floor. And when I was able to talk with her earlier, she was telling me that she thinks she has a concussion. It's not quite been diagnosed with it yet, not had a chance to be anywhere to have the all clear for that yet, so she's setting this one out today. So Morgan, we're just about to go. Heidelberg, IU East, what do you expect to see?
Well, I've watched IU East perform very well yesterday and have performed very well overall. Without Kerrigan Niehoff, though, I don't know how this game will go. She's a big player, big asset for the team. However, I think this game will go well.
Heidelberg's going to get the opening tip. They're in their orange uniforms, IU East in black. Ball out on top right now with Abrecht. Over on the left wing, pass inside, trying to get a shot is Liberty. Liberty led the way in scoring yesterday for the Student Princes. So the Student Princes have a 2-0 lead, 30 seconds into the game, and right there underneath is Tia King with her first basket of the game to tie it up. So all tied at 2 with 19:15 to play in the first half. The Student Princes bring the ball down the floor. Main ball handler right now is Allie Hawkins. There's the ball out on top to Abrecht. Inside to Liberty. This one's no good. And there's going to be a foul on the play, so the Red Wolves will be taking the ball out of bounds underneath the basket. Yesterday, the strategy for the Student Princes was to get the ball inside to Liberty and have her score down low. And apparently it was effective as they walked out with the win yesterday against Earlham College. Campbell with the ball out on top. She's going to put up a 2-point shot, no good. And it'll be rebounded by Heidelberg. Little spin move there by Heidelberg's number 23, Teresa Jackson. That one's going to be off the mark, rebounded by the Red Wolves. Here's Tia King down the right side, lays it up. This one's no good, rebounded by the Princes. Tia King, 1 for 2. Little collision there between Tia King and it looks like Kristen Miller. And Miller will help up King, and it's going to be Prince's ball in front of their bench. Ball down the left side of the floor over in front of the IU East bench. Driving down the left side, tries to lay it in. That's going to be number 15, Paige Ricketts. And they get the steal. And the shot goes up by Jackson. Missed the first one, but hit the second one, and that gives them a 4-2 lead. Red Wolves down here. Here's Daisha Boyd with a 3-point shot. Off the mark, almost rebounded by Miller. Boyd tries to save it. It's going to be saved by the Red Wolves. Now it's loose once again.
Oh.
And a lot of sloppy play here. Almost stolen away. And seemed to be a lot of contact on that play before the whistles were blown. And they're going to call an alternating possession down on the floor. It will be Red Wolf basketball. So they say that Red Wolves did have possession. The shot clock started at 28. Tryman with the ball, lobs it inside to Campbell. Campbell puts one up and one for Mackenzie Campbell. Fouls on number 14, Jackie Abrecht. Her first, team's first on the Student Princes. Game's all tied up at 4 with 17:34 to play as Campbell goes to the line for the first time this afternoon. Free throw by Campbell's good, and it gives them a 5-4 lead. Campbell has 3 points, all off of that play right there. Here's the Student Princes on the right side. Try to pass inside. Boyd ties it up and almost gets the steal. They're going to call a foul on the play. It's going to be a reach on number 43, Marissa Liberti. That's her first, team second on Heidelberg. Miller down the right side, kicks it over into the corner. Campbell back over into the corner. And driving inside, Miller. Layup is going to be missed by Kristen Miller and rebounded by the Student Princes. 5-4 lead with just over 17 to play. A three-point shot out top by Jackson is going to be no good. And it's going to be Red Wolf basketball. Foul is on number 21, Nicole Payne. Her first, team's third. 16:50 to play here in the first half. Campbell over in the right corner with a three-point shot. No good. It's going to be rebounded by Heidelberg. Here's a three-point shot on the other end by Heidelberg's number 21, Nicole Payne. No good. And it's going to be an alternating possession to go back to the Student Princes. And trying to inbound the ball. Count was down to about 2 left on the count. Traveling called on the Student Princes. It'll be Red Wolf basketball.
Traveling seemed to be the problem yesterday with the Red Wolves and Denison.
Lob down underneath to Miller. Kicks it out to Campbell. Out to King for a three-point shot. This one off the front of the iron. No good. There's going to be a foul on the play. It's going to go against the Red Wolves, number 21, Daisha Boyd. It's her first, team's first on the Red Wolves. You've got 14 fouls on Heidelberg and 1 on the Red Wolves. Driving the lane that time is Allie Hawkins. No good for her. Here's Tia King. Pulls up at the free throw line. This one's no good either. Rebounded by Dryman. No good. Dryman gets her own rebound, and that one's going to fall. So the Red Wolves have a 7-4 lead with 15:46 to play. And there's going to be a pushing foul called on Mackenzie Campbell. That's going to be her first, team's second, on the Red Wolves. So 15:45 to play as subs come in for Heidelberg. Almost a screen there. Passed inside. And that shot by Shelly Dirth, no good. Not even close to the rim that time as it missed.
Ooh.
And Tia King struggling to hold on to the ball there. It'll be stolen away by Hawkins. And Campbell almost swats it out of bounds, really close to the baseline there. Tia King's all the way down the floor. Campbell throws it down to her, and she's going to lay this one in. King 2 for 3 from field goal range as the Red Wolves lead 9-4 against a tough Heidelberg team that beat the Quakers yesterday 88-73. There's a three-point shot out top by Nicole Payne. She's now 1 for 2 from three-point range. Missed her first one earlier on in the game. Makes it a 2-point game now, 9-7. Stolen away by Heidelberg, number 15. And that is a basket by Ricketts. Ties it up at 9. Tia King bringing the ball up the floor for the Red Wolves. Crosses the half-court line, and right now the Red Wolves trying to slow things down here and get back into routine. Here's Miller underneath for a layup. The Red Wolves have a 11-9 lead with 14:10 to play. And right there is another missed layup by Ricketts. Here's Miller underneath for a layup. This one's good for Miller. off the assist from Mackenzie Campbell, and that gives the Red Wolves a 4-point lead, 13-9. So when we come back after the timeout, we'll have the rest of the first half. You're watching IU East Women's Basketball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. Welcome back to IU East Women's Basketball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. I'm Caleb Gillock along with Morgan Guard. Red Wolves up by 4 right now after Heidelberg just took a full timeout, as the Red Wolves have the 13-9 lead with 13:56 to play here at the Quaker Classic at Earlham College on the Roy Schuckman court. So right now, a wide open player down underneath the basket for the Student Princes, as they're just passing the ball down the floor, not really dribbling at all, just getting the ball down the floor as fast as possible. And it's going to go out of bounds. It'll be tipped off the Red Wolves, so Heidelberg will have the ball. And there's a whistle down on the floor. It's going to go against, looks like, the Student Princes. It does go against Abby Garrity. That's her first, team's 5th on the Princes. And a behind-the-back pass to Schaefer, kept alive. Jenna Knepp has the ball. Passes over to the right wing, and here's a three-point shot by Miller, and that's good. Miller has 7 points as the Red Wolves lead by 7, so she alone has the difference in the ballgame right now. Red Wolves with the 16-9 lead over the Heidelberg Student Princes. Tia King is subbed out. She's going to go take a break for a little bit. One of the starters for the Red Wolves. And looked like Dryman came in, or Packer for her, one of the two. It'll be out of bounds, 13:20 to play, as the Princes will inbound the ball over in the left corner. Schaefer, the defender. It's going to be passed out top just inside the three-point arc. Shot by Barnes, and it'll be no good. But rebounded by the Princes. A shot went up by Barnes once again.
Oh.
And no good. It's going to be out of bounds. Heidelberg basketball at the other end of the floor.
I feel like that play happened a lot yesterday. Trying to pass the ball to Caitlin Schaefer and just couldn't get her hands on it.
13:06 to play. Red Wolves with a 7-point lead. A lot of pressure right now. 25 on the shot clock, down to 23. Barely get it across. Jenna Knepp saves it. Miller has it. Now over to Schaefer, who drives the lane, kicks back out to Miller. Miller drives the left side. Schaefer in the left corner for a three-point shot. Rebounded by Packer underneath. And there's going to be a foul on Schaefer underneath the basket. So the Red Wolves have 4 team fouls now. Still a 7-point lead for the Red Wolves. Kenzie Bowles now in for the Red Wolves. Here's Bailey Dryman, who gets the steal, puts the layup up. No good.
She's just been very good.
And there's a second one.
She's been really good at getting her rebounds.
Dryman now 1 for 4 underneath the basket. Packer got a little confused that time on her defender. A shot goes up by number 32. That's Wadsworth. It's down at the other end of the floor now. Dryman has the ball, kicks over to the corner to Bowles. Bowles goes left and tries to hand off to Packer. They're going to call traveling there as she kind of pushed the ball into the hands of Packer that time. 12:05 to play. Inside of a quiet gym here at Earlham College. That happened a lot yesterday, too. There was just some awkward moments where everything got really quiet. 3 seconds off the clock on that play. 12:02 left in the first half. IU East basketball. Dryman inbounding. Lobs it inside to Bowles. Bowles goes underneath the basket, tries to lay one up. And it's going to be rebounded by Dryman. And here's Packer going to the inside this time. Throws it in the hands of the Princes. It's going to be a foul against IU East as the foul was on Bailey Dryman. Her first, team's fifth on the Red Wolves. And that's going to put Teresa Jackson at the line to shoot two. Her first appearance at the free throw line tonight. First shot, no good. And she will have one more. No one has scored in nearly a minute now in this ball game. And the second free throw by Jackson, no good. Rebounded by Bowles. Bowles brings it down on the right side of the floor. Kicks out top to Dryman, who lobs inside to Knepp. Now Schaefer with the ball underneath the basket. Puts one up. She'll go to the line to shoot two. So the foul count's now going to be all tied up. 6 and the Student Princes have 6 team fouls. The Red Wolves have 5. First free throw there by Schaefer is good. It's her first point of the afternoon. The foul was on number 23, Teresa Jackson. Her first, team 6th on the Princes. Second free throw there by Dryman. That was good. Excuse me, that free throw was by Schaefer. 18-9 lead. There's going to be a foul called on the floor. No shot called on the foul. Now the foul count is all tied up. The foul was on Schaefer. It's her second, team 6th on the Red Wolves. And trying to inbound the ball. Stolen away by Dryman. She's bringing it down the floor on the break. And she kicks out to Knepp, who puts one up. No good. Rebounded by the Princes. And it's going to be a jump ball. IU East will take possession of the ball in this out-of-bounds play. Dryman set to inbound the ball. Campbell in the corners, playing like a 4-low on the inbounds play. Bowles inside to Packer, who kicks out to Knepp over there on the right side. Back to Packer. She's going to try to lay one up. It'll be no good. Rebounded by the Princes. So Packer now 0 for 1 underneath the basket. Here's Liberty. She lays one in. And she has 4 points in the game, 2 for 3. 18-11. Red Wolves with the lead. Knepp out into the corner to Campbell. He brings the ball out top for the Red Wolves. Now over to Packer on top of the key. Packer drives the lane. Puts one up. This one's in for Packer. Her first basket of the night. 1 for 2 from field goal range. 20-11 with 10:22 to play. Spin move is going to be all tripped up, and in that situation, I'm not sure whether you would really call the foul or whether you would call the travel there. Is really she just kind of got tripped up. The foul was called on Mackenzie Bowles. It's her first, team 7th on the Red Wolves. And that's going to put the Princes at the line for the bonus the rest of the half. So in the bonus fairly early. Jackson's going to go on the line to shoot the 1-and-1. And the first free throw by Jackson is good. Jackson is 1 for 3 at the line now. She missed both free throws on her last appearance at the line. And second one is good as well. So she's now 2 for 4 at the line and makes the game 20-13. Knapp has the ball, kicks over into the corner to Campbell, puts up the three. This one's good. So that makes it 23-13, the Red Wolves' largest lead of the afternoon, up by 10 with 10 minutes to go. And a layup there by Allie Hawkins makes it an 8-point game, 23-15. Knapp has the ball out on top. She goes right. And right now the Red Wolves kick it out top to Daisha Boyd, who's going to be caught for traveling. And she was called a lot for that yesterday.
She was. The whole Red Wolves were called a lot on traveling yesterday.
If I remember right, we talked about there was like 58 turnovers between the two teams combined yesterday. And that is really kind of ugly at the college level. It's going to be an alternating possession. Heidelberg basketball. And they're trying to get the ball inbounds. Shot clock's at 21. And there's a basket by Teresa Jackson. Makes it 23-17, now a 6-point ball game. Miller's going to be missed, and Boyd will score that time for the Red Wolves. So that's her first basket of the game. The Red Wolves are up by 7. And there's a layup underneath by Liberty. She has 6 points now, and that makes it 25-19, a 6-point ball game. And a three out top by Boyd will be off the mark, rebounded by the Princes. And be out of bounds off of Heidelberg. Red Wolf basketball. So 25-19 with 8:33 to play.
Iris is definitely taking their time bringing the ball down right now.
Bowles drives to the lane, kicks it out top to Knapp. Knapp has the ball back over to Bowles in the right corner. And she tries to spin, go underneath the basket. Here's a shot out in the corner by Knapp for three. And that's going to make it 28-19.
She was definitely a key player yesterday with 12 points off the bench. She was a strong all-around player.
There's a lay-in by Knapp, and they're going to count the basket. And it'll be 28-21. The foul was on Daisha Boyd, her second. And it's going to be Hawkins at the line for the first time. Chance to make it a 6-point game here. First free throw is good by Hawkins, and that makes it 28-22. So the Red Wolves are going to take a 30-second timeout. We'll be right back with more IU East Women's Basketball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. And welcome back to IU East Women's Basketball on the Red Wolf Sports Network. IU East up by 6, 28-22 with 7:55 to play as the Red Wolves bring the ball up the floor and cross the half-court line. That is Knapp with the ball. Kristen Miller with the ball. Passes over to Dryman underneath to Campbell. who finds Dryman for a layup. It's going to be no good. And IU East goes into the backcourt. This will be a backcourt violation, Heidelberg basketball. Billy Dryman, who just shot that one 1 for 5 from field goal range. And Caitlin Dobbins will sub out Mackenzie Bowles. Prince's with the ball over on the left side of the floor. And an easy layup that time for Hawkins. Hawkins has 7 points for the Student Princes. Campbell out top. Passes down low to Dobbins, who puts up a reverse layup, no good. And it's going to be rebounded by the Red Wolves. 3-point shot out top by Campbell. So 31-24 with 7 minutes to play. Red Wolves 3-2 this season. There's a layup by Hawkins. It'll be missed. Takes it out for a 3-point shot by Ricketts.
They called that one a 2-point shot.
Did they?
Yes, they did.
All right, so that makes it 31-26. Red Wolves missed the shot. Here's Ricketts with the ball. Crosses the half-court line backward. She's going to take it up the right side and be no good. A lot of contact there on that one, and they're going to call it a block. It's going to go against Kristen Miller. And she's actually walking over to talk to the official about what happened there, because from here, it looked like she was all set for the block to take the charge. And first shot there by number 15, Paige Ricketts, is good. She has 5 points now, 1 for 1 at the line. And the second free throw, no good. So the Red Wolf basketball out of bounds in front of their own bench. 6:21 to play. Shot clock at 25. Miller with the ball, passes underneath. Out top to Dobbins, who puts up the three. This one's going to be off the front of the iron. Rebounded by the Student Princes. And this is going to be out of bounds as Jackson tried to make the layup and just didn't have enough control of the basketball to go up with it that time. It'll be out of bounds with 6:03 to play. Red Wolves have the 31-27 lead. And it's inbounded now by the Red Wolves. Miller crosses the half-court line up at top of the key, gives it to Knapp, who puts up a three, and this one will be off the front end as well. And she will get the rebound. Miller had the rebound and the putback that time to score for the Red Wolves. (33-27), up by 6, 5:35 to play. And Liberty is going to be called for traveling. It'll be Red Wolf basketball. We keep talking about the turnover situation. There's 19 combined in this game. There's 8 turnovers by the Red Wolves, 7 turnovers on the Red Wolves, 12 on the Student Princes. And there's going to be a foul on the play. They're going to go to the line and shoot the 1-and-1. Both teams are now in the bonus. The foul was on Paige Ricketts, her first, team 7th on the Student Princes. And here's the first shot of the bonus by Miller. This one's going to be good, 34-27. Second free throw by Miller, up and in. And that makes it 35-27, an 8-point game with 5:12 to play. Liberty has the ball out on the right wing. And that time, a shot went up by Shelly Durth. Would be no good. She's 0 for 2. And a layup underneath by Miller. 37-27. And there's Liberty that time for the Student Princess. She has 8 points, 4 out of 5 field goals, shooting 80%. This will be out of bounds off the Red Wolves. Heidelberg basketball. And substitutions for both teams. Tia King back in for the Red Wolves, who are up by 8 with 4:35 to go. Ball out top over on the left wing. And here's a three-point shot. This one's going to be missed by Barnes. And it'll be IU East basketball out of bounds on the right side of the floor. And then across the half-court line. Knapp has the ball. She goes right. Tries to find someone open. Passes over to Campbell on the right wing. Here's Dryman. Almost tied up. It's going to be stripped away. Saved by King. And right now, it's really just making smart passes. That's one of the things that seems to be hurting the Red Wolves. They're in such a hurry to try to find somebody open instead of, was always taught the triple threat position. You've got the pass, you've got the shot, or just wait it out. And
they're not waiting.
You've got the dribble, the pass, and the shot. And, you need to scan all three options before you just throw. And that was one of the things we saw yesterday a lot was let me think here. A lot of times that we tried to pass, and there's nobody there where they tried to pass to. And that's one of the things that really kind of seemed to hurt the Red Wolves. They're up 37-31 right now. Missed shot underneath by Miller. And it's going to be a shot up by the Red Wolves that time. It looked like by Knapp. Here's King with the three, and it's good. It'll be 40-31.
IU's has been doing a great job today making all their threes. 3-point.
Tia King now has 7 points in the game, two baskets off of field goals. Both teams trying to get the ball. King comes out with it, and that's what we were just talking about. She tried to throw out to Jenna Knapp that time, and Knapp was out of position to receive the pass. I know they always say go to the ball, but that was one where it wasn't really close enough for her to go to the ball. And
they weren't
as a result, it goes out of bounds. .250 to play. Ball over on the left wing, now out top with Wadsworth. Ricketts has the ball. She drives the lane and lays one in. Ricketts has 7 points out of the 33 for the Student Princes. Here's Campbell who goes up the lane. She lays one in. 42-33. And that's honestly something I've not seen her do a whole lot of this season, if at all. Shot missed there by Ricketts. Rebounded by the Red Wolves and a foul on the play. The foul's going to go against Jessica Barnes, her first, team's 8th on Heidelberg. And Miller goes to the line to shoot 1-1. They're still 2 fouls away from the double bonus. But still 2:14 to play. UE subs coming in. Only one of them is going to be Brooke Packer because it looks like Bowles is over there waiting to sub in for Kristen Miller.
It's funny you get Mackenzie Bowles and Caitlin Dobbins mixed up. I mean, both blonde girls.
Yes.
I mean, they look just alike. Not very difference in height.
And it's funny you mentioned that, too, because Bailey Gates and Caitlin Kelly in volleyball kept getting them mixed up all the time. Which, the funny thing about that is they were roommates. So, it's 43-33, up by 10.
The Rebels seem to be keeping a good cushion between Heidelberg.
Miller is 3 for 3 at the line. 3 for 4, excuse me. First free throw by Ricketts was good. Second one off the mark. Two minutes to play. Here's Knepp with the ball. And she goes inside. It's going to get blocked. Ricketts drives the lane, misses her layup. She gets her own rebound. And it's going to be traveling called on Barnes. Ball inbounded to Tia King, who brings it up the center of the floor, crosses the half-court line. 1:33 to play. She goes up the left side, lays it in, and makes it 45-34. Minute 15 to play. The Red Wolves with a 11-point lead. Inside to number 35. That's Garrity. She misses that one. Here's Tia King up the right side. They're going to say no shot. There's going to be a foul on the arm with 1 minute left on the scoreboard. That foul goes against Wadsworth, her first. Team's eighth on the Student Princes. King goes to the line to shoot 1-1 for the Red Wolves. First free throw here by King. Up and in. Second free throw by King. Up and in for IU East. Makes it 46-34. .52 left on the game clock. Shot clock down to 19. And here's a layup underneath by Pearson. 47-36. Knepp with the ball. She goes left with a wide open lane. Lays one in. Knepp now has 5 points. And here's a shot underneath by number 35. That's Garrity. She misses her second shot. And Jackson gets the putback that time for the Student Princes. 49-38, under 10 to play. Ball tied up. It's going to be a jump ball that will go to the Red Wolves, who are up by 11 with 7.3 to play. So the shot clock is going to be dead, and Knepp will inbound for IU East, who stacks on the lane. Out top to Packer. Game clock down to 5. Here's Packer. She goes to the lane. Here's Dryman with a three. This one goes up and in at the buzzer and makes it 52-38 at the half. Morgan, that's an exciting way to end the first half. What do you expect the halftime discussion to be in the locker room, and what do you think about the first half?
Oh, I think Coach Elshorst is probably going to talk about how sloppy these first few minutes have been. Unfortunately, that's not what I would like to say, but they were pretty sloppy with some of their passes. I guess work on that. That's probably what she'll talk about. This is a different lineup than the beginning. A lot of different players came in, since Kerrigan Niehoff is out. But yesterday they were pretty heavy on their defense. Today they're a lot more quicker on defense, on moves, everything, which is causing them to be sloppy. So maybe working on that. But they've been playing oh, my goodness. Coach Elshorst has definitely worked very well on the fundamentals with them. Both teams are very quick and very young, so I expect this next half, not quarter. This is high school. This next half to be a lot more quick pace, a lot more scoring game.
All right, well, the Red Wolves have a 52-38 lead at halftime. When we come back, we'll have the halftime stats recap and the halftime show. We'll be right back with more IU East Women's Basketball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. Hello, I'm Caleb Gillock, the host of Inside IU East Sports, a show where we talk with coaches, players, and other guests about what's happening with IU East athletics.
In the top 100 high school seniors.
Last year we were fortunate enough to do a variety of things on the track and then off to be able to be considered.
Make sure to join us on Friday nights at 8:30 p.m. on WETV Channel 20. And welcome back to IU East Women's Basketball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. The Red Wolves have a 52-38 lead going in at halftime, so up by 14, their largest lead of the entire game. Let's take a look at some of the stats for today's game. In field goals, the Red Wolves are falling to Heidelberg, who's shooting 47% right now from field goal range with 16 of 34. IU East shooting 19 of 43 with 44%. From three-point range, IU East is 6 of 14, and Heidelberg is 1 for 3. At the free throw line, IU East 8 for 9, shooting 88.9%, and Heidelberg 5 for 9 with 55%. On rebounds, IU East has 26, Heidelberg with 20, and IU East has 10 turnovers, and Heidelberg has 14, combining for 24 turnovers in the first half. Joining me for the halftime show, Houston Clark. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Well, tell us a little about yesterday's matchup. Of course, you were at IU South Bend. Large lead at halftime, and it got really close at the end. Tell us what happened.
They kind of brought the pressure, and we didn't stick to our game plan. We kind of got hurried up. But we finally started to slow down a little bit, and we made some big plays at the end. So,
record is 6-1 right now on the season. Tell us about how the first 7 games have been as a team and how the team's bonding and how everything's going overall.
Well, we started off a little slow, but we're really starting to mesh together, starting to learn how each other play, and we're really just trying to find each other's strengths and everything and bring it out to the court.
Now, what are some of the things that you as a player are looking forward to throughout the rest of the season?
Really what I'm looking forward to is us keep improving every day and every game. So just to keep coming out and just implement what we do in practice and put it back on the game court.
All right, well, we've talked about the record of 6-1, so 7 games so far in the season. Only one of those have been at home, but finally another chance to play at home on Tuesday against Mount Vernon Nazarene University. What do you know about them?
I've heard that they're a little bit better than what they have been in the past. So they're a lot stronger, a lot bigger. So we're just ready to come out and show everybody what we've been working for.
All right. Anything else you'd like to add today?
Nope.
All right. Well, thanks for joining me, Houston, and good luck next Tuesday against Mount Vernon Nazarene. Once again, the Red Wolves have a 52-38 lead at halftime. Still about 11 minutes to go here at the half. We'll come back with about 3 left to go before the game. And Red Wolves up by 14 at the half. We'll be back with more IU East Women's Basketball on the Red Wolves Sports Network.
Sometimes I think the fates must grin as we denounce and insist. The only reason we can't win is the fates themselves that miss. Yet there lives on an ancient claim, we win or lose within ourselves. The shiny trophies on our shelves can never win tomorrow's game. You and I know deeper down, there's always a chance to win the crown. But when we fail to give our best, we simply haven't met the test of giving all and saving none until the game is really won. Of showing what is meant by grit, of fighting on when others quit, of playing through, not letting up. It's bearing down that wins the cup, of taking it and taking more until we gain the winning score, of dreaming there's a goal ahead, of hoping when our dreams are dead, of praying when our hopes have fled, yet losing, not afraid to fall if bravely we have given all. For who can ask more of a man than giving all within his span? Giving all, it seems to me, is not so far from victory. And so the fates are seldom wrong, no matter how they twist and wind. It is you and I who make our fates. We open up or close the gates, on the road ahead or the road behind.
This is where a busy mom can work toward a bachelor's degree from a top national university during softball practice. It's where a service member can continue his college studies from anywhere in the world, and where you'll benefit from one of the country's most effectively delivered online programs.
Woohoo!
So, if you've ever wondered if a college education is really worth it, this is where you'll see that it is. This is Indiana University East Online.
Dylan Newman had a terrible dislocated shoulder after a bad dirt bike accident. The long-term solution, surgery and intense rehab.
I trusted Reed Orthopedics because they had already fixed my ankle. And within 4 months of my surgery, Dr. Miller and my Reed therapist, April, helped me to regain my motion and most of my strength. Thanks to Reed Ortho, I can get back to what I love. It's all about trust. Right, Dr. Miller?
Right here at Reed.
Right here in Richmond.
I'm Dr. Ganesh Ramachandran, the region's only hand specialist at Reed Orthopedic Center. Patients love how easy it is having everything under one roof and how easy it is to get here. Right here at Reed Orthopedic Center, right here in Richmond.
Hello, I'm Caleb Gillock, the host of Inside IUE Sports, a show where we talk with coaches, players, and other guests about what's happening with IUE's athletics.
In the top 100 high school seniors.
Last year we were fortunate enough to do a variety of things on the track and then off to be able to be considered.
Make sure to join us on Friday nights at 8:30 p.m. on WETV Channel 20. And welcome back to IU East Women's Basketball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. I'm Caleb Gillock along with Morgan Gard. The Red Wolves have a 52-38 lead at the half. Leading the way in scoring at halftime for the Red Wolves was Kristen Miller with 14, followed up by Tia King and Mackenzie Campbell, each with 11. Bailey Dryman and Jenna Knepp each had 5, and adding 2 points apiece for the Red Wolves was Stacia Boyd, Brooke Packer, and Kayla Schaefer. Leading the way in scoring, however, for the Student Princes of Heidelberg. The leading scorer at halftime was Paige Ricketts with 10, followed up by Teresa Jackson and Marissa Liberti, each with 8. And also Allie Hawkins had 7, and then following up them was Nicole Payne with 3 and Mariah Pearson with 2 points at the half. All adding up to a 52-38 lead for the Red Wolves at halftime. Morgan, what do you expect to see here in the second half out of these two teams?
Seeing the girls come out right now, I think it's going to be a little bit heavier on defense, a little bit, hopefully not as sloppy as that first half was. I expect the best. I mean, they put up a really good fight the first half. I think it'll be another good fight the second.
Heidelberg has the opening possession of the second half. It's going to be passed down low. Stolen away by Campbell. Campbell brings it up the right side of the floor and finds Miller down low. Kicks out top to Dryman, who lobs over to Campbell. Here's King out top for a 3, and this one's going to bounce off the front end of the rim, and it'll be rebounded by the Heidelberg Student Princes. Layup there by Liberti is no good. And a shot here by Miller off the mark as well.
Oh.
Down in the corner. Shot goes up from three-point land by number 14. That's Abricht. There's a three-point shot by Ricketts. It's going to be rebounded by Jackson. And here's Boyd underneath. Goes up, and this one off the mark. They're going to find Abricht down low, and she will score. It's now 52-42, a 10-point game. And Miller is going to be fouled on the way up. Looked like ball, but if you're from IU East, you're not going to complain on that one.
Definitely not.
So 52-42 with 18:30 to play. Here's the free throw line. The shot goes up by Miller and in. First free throw was good. And the second one good as well.
She's been making all her free throws tonight, or it seems to be.
All but one. She's shooting 5 of 6 at the line. It's going to be a foul on the play against the Student Princes. It's going to go on number 23, Teresa Jackson. And there'll be 2 team fouls on Heidelberg to open up the half in the opening 2 minutes. Miller finds Campbell over in the corner. Campbell drives the lane hard and lays this one up right-handed. It'll be missed. She comes out with her own rebound. Works it around. Here's a three-point shot by Miller. You know, it's really awesome how these players who are so young on this Red Wolf basketball team are able to mesh together right now and what's the word I'm looking for here, Morgan? Just kind of mesh and read what's going to happen.
Yeah, they're very smart thinkers, very quick on their feet and quick with their mindsets.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, earlier this, before the basketball season even started, I talked to Kristen Miller, and she was afraid that they weren't all playing as a team. And it looks like her fears should have subsided.
The foul was on Miller, who you just mentioned. That's going to be her second, team second on the Red Wolves. So 4 fouls in the opening 2 minutes, 13 seconds. A lot of fouls here on both teams early on, and both teams were in the bonus with 10 minutes to go in the half last time. Here's a three-point shot up by number 14. That's Abrecht. And she scores. She's got 5 points here in the half, 57-45. King with the ball out on top, into the corner. And here is Miller. She lays one up, no good. Ball comes down the floor. Trying to get inside. It's going to be blocked by Campbell. Be out of bounds off of Heidelberg Red Wolf basketball. 57-45, 17-14 to play. And here's King. Inbounded to Miller. Crosses line with the shot clock at 25. Passes over to King on the left wing. And Campbell will put a baseline shot up, and no good. And there's going to be a foul called on the Red Wolves. Looks like that one's going to go against Brooke Packer. It's her first, team's third on the Red Wolves. Still 57-45 with 16:56 to play.
I thought this half would be a little bit more quicker, a little bit more points on the board by now.
Right now, neither team really able to connect with the rim at this point. And so you see another missed shot there by Hawkins. King with the ball over on the right wing. She's going to drive. Kick across to Packer. Packer out top to Campbell. Campbell puts up the three. This one's good. Campbell now has 14 points for the Red Wolves. Second in scoring right now for IU East, as the Red Wolves have a 15-point lead with 16:19 to play. And the foul is on Packer, so Packer picks up back-to-back fouls for the Red Wolves. 14 fouls now on IU East. It's going to be a shot over in the corner by Hawkins. No good, and rebounded by the Student Princes. Three-point shot out top, missed by number 21. That's Nicole Payne. And the Princes come up with their own rebound out by the three-point line. Right now, if you're the Red Wolves, you can't have that. You've got to be able to get that rebound before it gets that far out on the floor. It's going to be a foul on the play. This one's going to go against Ricketts. The three-team fouls on the Student Princes. Her second personal foul. No one on the line. It'll just be a simple out-of-bounds foul. Miller set to inbound the ball. She'll inbound to Packer out top by the half-court line. He throws the ball back into the hands of Miller, who drives the lane. Kicks over to Schaefer in the corner, and a foul is going to go against Nicole Payne. It'll be her second personal. And it's 60-45 still with 15:36 to play. Both teams with 4 fouls apiece. And take that back, make that 5 team fouls now on Heidelberg as the foul goes against Payne. So Payne picks up back-to-back fouls. And that was a painful one there.
That was a fall. She got back up, though.
Miller. One tough player for the Red Wolves is, I don't know, would you call that a clothesline there, or what would you call that? Good hip check that sent her into the air. 60-45, ball out top to Miller, who almost fell on the catch there. Knepp with the ball on the right wing, out at three-point line, cross court to Miller. And inside to Campbell. He kicks it out to Knepp. Puts this one up and it goes in and out. There's going to be a foul called on the Red Wolves. And foul goes against Campbell. It's her second, team's fifth on the Red Wolves. And another foul on the Red Wolves. This one goes against Schaefer, her third, team sixth. So both teams combining for 12 fouls here in the opening 5 minutes. And this one, Heidelberg gets inbounds without a foul on the play. Ball out on top of the key, tries to pass inside to Liberty. She lays this one in, makes it 60-47. Liberty scores for the Student Princes. Campbell has the ball out on top, drives the lane, lays this one up. This will go off the front end of the rim, rebounded by Packer, who will miss as well.
Oh.
And here's Campbell underneath. She's going to be fouled and go to the line to shoot two. So Mackenzie Campbell will go to the line to shoot two. Past couple minutes, it's been really easy to get a foul until you're down underneath the basket. And she had to fight for that foul there as the Red Bulls still have a 13-point lead. Chance to make it a 15-point game again here. First free throw missed by Campbell. Still make it a 14-point game. Still a lot of time left on the clock, as we found out in that men's game yesterday. Up by almost 30 at halftime and win by 5. The game was cut down to 1 at one point. Second free throw by Campbell is good. And that's going to make it 61-47, up by 14.
Speaking of the men's game, if you've seen Jason Ray out today, he's been limping.
Oh, yeah?
Supposedly he twisted his leg, ankle, but continued to play yesterday. If you don't know anything about Jason Ray, he will play on that twisted ankle.
Oh, yeah. Really quiet guy to me, but one tough basketball player. I'll give him that.
Oh, yes.
61-47, 14:02 to play. Boyd with the ball. Almost lost her dribble. She's going to turn, pass over into the corner to Dryman. And it's going to be tipped out of bounds off of Wadsworth. It will stay Red Wolf basketball, as we have a 14-point lead with just under 14 to play here in the second half. Ball inbounded to Boyd. Boyd out on top of the key, passes over to Dryman. And here's a three-point shot out top by Boyd. Almost gets her own rebound. It'll be rebounded by Heidelberg. And that's going to be and one for the Student Princes. Jackson was the one who scored there on that play for the Princes. Foul goes against the Red Wolves there, of course. Waiting to see who they put the foul up on the board for. That's going to go against Brooke Packer, her third. Team seventh, so both teams now on the bonus with 13:44 to play in the second half. The free throw there by Jackson is good. Ball inbounds, 61-50, 13:37 to play. Miller passes off to Dryman. Dryman kicks out to Knepp. Here's Boyd. Takes a drive at the lane, kicks out to Dryman. Three-point shot goes up and in for Dryman. (64-50), up by 14 once again. Red Wolves' largest lead of the game has been by 15. You get a good snap here and take your largest lead of the afternoon. Ball out top right now with Pearson. And it's going to be an offensive foul there on the Student Princes. It's going to go against Liberty. It's her third. And it's going to be 64-50 with 13:04 to play. The officials are coming down to have a discussion, make sure they got the call right on where the ball should be. And Red Wolves set to inbound the basketball. Picked the ball up just before the half-court line. 13 minutes exactly to play And here's a nice drive to the lane by Miller and makes it 66-50, up by 16. Pearson has the ball. Now it's over on the right side. Ball kicked out to Jackson, who puts it up for 3 and scores. 66-53, up by 13. Here's Boyd with a right layup. No foul on the play, rebounded by Dryman, and puts it back up.
Bailey Dryman has definitely been a great player today, and she was yesterday, getting her own rebounds, making great plays.
Stolen away by Dryman, like you said, making great plays. Knows she's going to get fouled here, and was able to put it back to the girl and score on the play. 70-53 with 12:05 to play. Up by 17. And there's going to be a timeout taken by Heidelberg. They're going to take a full timeout, so we're going to take a quick timeout as well. We'll be back with more IU East Women's Basketball on the Red Wolf Sports Network. And welcome back to IU East Women's Basketball on the Red Wolf Sports Network. I'm Callum Gillock along with Morgan Gard. 12:04 to play in the second half. The Red Wolves up by 17, 70-53 over the Heidelberg Student Princes. They have the ball right in front of their own bench. And here's the inbounds play. Over on the right wing, back out top with Jackson. Now here is Hawkins with the ball and a three-point shot with a three-point basket by Abrecht. There's a three-point basket by Jenna Knapp.
I actually just wrote down that 3 seems to be the lucky number tonight. A lot of three-point shots have been determining this game.
And speaking of three-point shots, one taken out there, but what was the call there, Morgan?
Travel.
I wasn't able to see the official with where she was standing out on the floor. From where we're setting up here in the observation room. You're actually setting up on the table, so you've got a little bit better view. Layup there missed by Boyd. 0 for 3 in the second half. 1 for 4 in the game. 0 for 2 from field goal, or three-point range, excuse me. 73-56 with 11:24 to play. Inbound to Boyd. Boyd puts one up. This one in for Daisha Boyd. Boyd now has 4 points in the ball game. 75-56, up by 19. It's going to be out of bounds. Stays Heidelberg's basketball off the foul. The foul is going to go against Jenna Knapp. That's her second. Teams 8 on IU East. We talked about how even this foul count has been in the second half. Both teams with 8 team fouls with 11:08 to play. Kenzie Campbell coming back in for the Red Wolves. Had a great game here. 2 great games in the Quaker Classic. Had that injury yesterday.
She seems fine.
Seems to be playing fine today, as you just mentioned. 15 points in the game. And here's Tia King. Oh. Nothing on the play. Nothing called at all. Mackenzie Bowles gets the rebound, lobs it over to Knapp. Back out to Campbell, who almost falls inside the lane, and we talked about that earlier. Campbell just not in position there to receive the pass. 10:51 to play, 75-56. Ball inbound. Out on top of the key. Over in the right corner, into the lane. Out top to Ricketts. And Ricketts puts up a three, no good. 0 for 2 from three-point range in the second half. And once again, just too high on the pass. Up by 19. Can't get too comfortable with that lead as there's still 10.5 to play.
I guess our men's basketball team could say that from yesterday.
Working the ball around the perimeter, trying to find someone inside. Taking the defender. Ball out on the left side, and Hawkins misses underneath the basket that time, gets her own rebound, and it's going to be 3-second violation called on the Student Princess. (75-56), 9:55 to play after the Heidelberg turnover. Tia King has the ball on top, starting to slow things down here. Driving with the ball on the right wing. Look to find Bowles inside, but passes across to Campbell instead. And right now, Red Bulls trying to slow things down and just trying to find an open shot. And end up turning it over that time. Shot missed out by number 14, Abrecht. And King drives and gets a layup for the Red Wolves. 77-56, up by 21. Back out to Ricketts, who drives the lane this time. And a three-point shot by Hawkins off the mark, no good. And it's going to be rebound. 9:04 to play. Boyd back in for IU East. It's been a long time since there's been a timeout as well.
Yes. I was just thinking that. Maybe both coaches are very pleased with how their teams are playing.
Well, right now, if you're IU East, you really don't want a timeout. You want to keep the momentum going and get out here as soon as possible. But then again, if you're Heidelberg, you're trying to
get home
and
beat the snow, hopefully.
Also trying to tie the game up. You're down by 21. With 8.5 to play. Here's Daisha Boyd. It's going to be a double-double called on her, and it'll be Heidelberg basketball. Ball now inbounds to Heidelberg. Shot clock down to 21. They're working the ball around right now as well, trying to find an open shot. A couple of opportunities for the Student Princes. They try to pass inside to Liberty, and she tried to make the save. It'll be out of bounds, IU East basketball. Miller back in for the Red Wolves.
Seems like a communication problem down there on the floor.
IU East against a 2-3 zone here with 8 minutes to play. And it's going to be a foul called against Liberty. It'll be her fourth. 9 team fouls now on Heidelberg. King goes to the line to shoot 1 and 1. 7:50 to play. And first free throw is good for King. One of the things that I find weird about this floor is to me it's more noticeable than other schools that I've been to. The free throw lane, you have the volleyball lines out there as well. And I was there a couple years ago for the Bob Weddick tournament, high school tournament, and one of the players actually thought that was the free throw line. And his coach asked him, he said, really? He said,
Really?
Really?
I could see it, but, I mean, if have been playing basketball for a while, you should probably know.
79-58, Campbell with the ball out on top, over to King on the left side. And shot clock is down to 15 as the Red Wolves trying just to burn time off the clock right now, which is smart as you're up by 21. A shot out top missed by Miller. And 7:10 to play. Traveling called on Ricketts, and it'll be Red Wolf basketball. 7:08 left on the board to play. And here is Campbell. Cross court to King in the corner. Puts up a three, and this one off the rim. No good. Rebounded by Campbell. They're going to call a foul on the play. One official says out of bounds. The other says a foul. And looks like the foul is going to overrule. The foul is going to go against Mackenzie Campbell on this one. So there's 19 fouls now on the Red Wolves. Campbell's third personal. And that's going to put Ricketts at the line to shoot the 1-and-1. I didn't exactly see why they called the foul on that one.
I didn't either. I was looking to see if the ball was out.
Still up by 21. Ricketts at the line, shoot the 1-and-1. First free throw up and in. Up by 20. And here's the second free throw by Ricketts. This one's good as well. Makes it a 19-point game. Here's Boyd with the cross-court pass to Miller. Miller will get it out top with the ball. Here's King on the right wing. Goes right, fakes back left. Over around in the corner. Nepp has the ball, finds King underneath for a layup, and it's going to be 81-60. Nice play there by the Red Wolves. This is going to be a good basket for the Student Princes. That basket was by Ricketts. Foul goes against Miller. It's her third, team's 10th on the Red Wolves. 81-62 as Ricketts goes to the line to shoot one. And here's the free throw. Up and in for Paige Ricketts. Makes it 81-63. 18-point game. King brings the ball up the floor. Over in the left corner. 6:15 to play in the second half. And a traveling violation called on the Red Wolves will be Heidelberg basketball. And we talked a lot about turnovers yesterday, and it seems to be a problem again today. 16 turnovers on the Red Wolves in the game. Teams combining for 37.
Goodness. Looking at this.
And Liberty misses a shot, somehow comes out with the rebound. She's going to go line and shoot two. Foul's going against Boyd. It'll be her third. And Liberty will go to the line and shoot two for the Princes. First free throw was up and in. Second free throw good as well. Makes it 81-65. Red Wolves still up by 16. That's what we talked about, not getting too comfortable with that 20-point lead. Miller with the ball. Drives the lane, finds Schaefer. Schaefer lays it in, makes it 83-65. And it's going to be Red Wolf basketball in front of the Heidelberg bench. 83-65, 5:43 to play. IU East has 10 team fouls, 9 team fouls on Heidelberg. Ball inbound to King in the backcourt. Back up to Knapp. Boyd has the ball stolen away by Ricketts. He will curl and come back across the half-court line, drives the lane. It's going to be pretty much wide open, misses the layup, rebounded by Liberty, and she will score. So 83-67, 5:17 to play. Nice pass from King to Boyd, and Boyd will go to the line to shoot two. Boyd has not been to the free throw line yet. She'll go to the line to shoot two. The foul was called on Jackie Abrecht, her third. Boyd still at the line. First free throw was good. And it's 84-67, 5:14 to play. Here's the second free throw, up and in for Boyd as well. She's now 2 for 2 at the line this afternoon. And it's 85-67. Both teams in the double bonus. Hawkins brings the ball up the floor for the Student Princes. Basket by Liberty with 5 to play. Makes it 85-69. Cross-court pass from Schaefer over to Knapp, who puts up a three. And they're going to call that a two, 87-69. Knapp has 10 points in today's game. Liberty cross-court to Hawkins. And a layup there by Teresa Jackson, and makes it 89-71, up by 18 with 4:20 to play. It's 87-71 with 4:10, up by 20. Knapp with the ball on the right wing. And Schaefer with a three. This one's good, makes it 90-71. 3:50 to play. Red Wolves up by 19. And that's going to be a brick over on the right side by Abrecht. And Dobbins underneath the basket, miss. Schaefer will get the rebound and miss. And a foul's going to be called on Miller. And as we said, the foul was on Miller, her fourth. And as we mentioned, both teams now in the double bonus, so that's going to put Hawkins at the line to shoot two. And here's the free throw by Hawkins, who is now 2 for 2 at the line. That's 1 point here in the second half, 8 for the game. It's 90-72 with 3:35 to play. And second free throw by Hawkins is good. And for 9 points on the game, and there's going to be a timeout taken by Heidelberg. It's going to be a full timeout, so we're going to take a quick timeout as well. Red Wolves up by 17 with 3:35 to play. We'll be back with more women's basketball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. Welcome back to IU East women's basketball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. 3:35 to go here in the second half as the Red Wolves lead 90-73, 17 points ahead, and looking forward to their fourth win of the season. If they pick up a win here against Heidelberg, And it's going to be 4-2 on the season. Ball inbounded to Schaefer, who almost loses her dribble, picks it up high, and now Dryman has it over on the left side to Knapp. It's going to be a foul on the play. That's going to go against Ricketts. Both teams in the double bonus. 3 personals on Ricketts. That's going to put Knapp at the line to shoot 2. So the first free throw by the freshman rolls in, and it's going to be 91-73. And that free throw good as well, makes it 92-73. And this one's going to be down with Liberty, a foul on the play with 3:12 to go. The foul's on Schaefer. She has 4. And I think at this point of the game, it's going to be okay to leave her in. You've got 3:12 to play. You're up by, do some math here, 18. You've got, thanks, Kyle. Yeah, do some math. So you're up by 18, now by 17. It's going to be all right, I think, to leave her in.
That's what I was thinking. It looked like Coach Salhorst was looking at her bench to see if someone could fill in with her, but it looks like her only replacement would be Kristen Miller, who has 4 fouls as well.
Well, sloppy down there underneath the basket that time. 3:03 to play. Hawkins finds Abrecht underneath and makes it 92-77. Red Wolves 8 points away from scoring 100. It'll be the first 100-point game in program history. They are familiar with 92 and 91. Both of those were wins, actually. So right now, it looks like if the Red Wolves can score in the 90s, that's going to be their winning games. Of course, 92-72 against Wilberforce at home and 91-81 against Roosevelt. Both won by, or the first game was won by 10. That's at Roosevelt, and a 20-point win against Wilberforce. 92-77 with 2:31 to play. And here is Jackson. It's going to be no good. She'll miss twice. And Dobbins almost had it. It's going to be out of bounds off Liberty. And it'll stay IU East basketball with 2:19 to play. Subs back in for both teams. And trying to get the ball inbounds is going to be King, and Coach Selhorst wants to take a timeout as he is nearing the 5-second violation. We'll take a quick timeout as well. Red Wolves lead 92-77. We'll be right back with more IU East women's basketball. And welcome back to IU East women's basketball on the Red Wolf Sports Network. A 92-77 lead with 2:19 to play. Red Wolves have the ball in front of their own bench. Shot clock at 24. Ball inbounded to Boyd, who is going to give it back to Taylor Hatfield. And right now the Red Wolves just burning time off the clock. Shot clock down to 10. Spin move here by Knapp, and she's going to lay it up. It'll be no good. Be tied up. It'll stay Red Wolf basketball. There's 2 minutes exact left on the scoreboard to play. 92-77. And Knapp will inbound the ball. Once again, the Red Wolves in sort of a 4-low formation here. on the inbounds play. King with the ball out on top. And a foul on the play. That's going to put Knepp at the line to shoot 2. Foul goes against number 23, Teresa Jackson. It's her 3rd personal. And here is the free throw by Knepp. That one's good. That's 13 points for the Red Wolves. Second free throw good as well for Jenna Knepp. And 3-point shot out top by Abrecht, no good. Rebounded by the Red Wolves. Dobbins has the ball. Now King with it, 1:31 to play. 94-77. Shot clock down to 15. Knepp goes left. And stolen away by Ricketts. King gets the steal. She's going to bring the ball down the floor on the break. It's going to be 2-on-1. She's tripped up and will go to the line to shoot 2. 1:07 to play.
Heidelberg is definitely putting the pressure on the Red Wolves right now.
4 personal fouls on Jackie Abrecht. King at the line to shoot 2. Tia King has been in the line, shooting 2 for 4 today. First free throw up off the back of the rim, no good. Kenzie Seiler in for the Red Wolves. Not seen much of her this season.
I was just thinking that.
Seiler is actually the only sophomore on the team, the oldest player on the team, as the roster consists of 12 freshmen and 1 sophomore.
She was in a boot for a while.
I heard Kyle just say, wow. And, Coach Selhorst and I have talked a little bit about that this season, earlier before the season even started. And she said, we're young, but give us a year and we'll be good.
I don't
First
even
free
know
throw
she needed
by
a year.
King is good. Mackenzie Bowles back in for the Red Wolves. 95-77 with 1:07 to play. Shot out top by Brickner's, no good. And Seiler over on the right wing. There's going to be a foul called on, looks like, Wadsworth. It's her 3rd personal. And Seiler is going to go to the line to shoot 2. First free throw up and in for Kenzie Seiler. .4 to play. The Red Wolves with a 96-77 lead. And Brooke Packer comes back in for the Red Wolves. And that free throw is going to be no good. Dobbins stayed back to avoid the over-the-back call. 35 to play. Shot clock still on. It's at 20. And one there for, looked like, Hawkins. Yeah, it's actually going to be Michinelli, who the basket was good for. She's going to go to the line and shoot 1. And the free throw, not second free throw, the only free throw, no good. About a 1 second differential right now between the shot clock and the game clock. And it's going to be out on top. Red Wolves just trying to run the clock up here, not trying to score. Just working the ball around. Packer with the ball over on the right wing. She's going to try to put one up here. It's going to be A travel called with 2.4 and 1 second left on the shot clock. And the ball inbounds, and that's going to do it. Red Wolves will pick up the 96-79 win over Heidelberg. And that's going to make the record for the Red Wolves 4-2 on the season. So a great win for the Red Wolves. Morgan, tell us a little bit about this afternoon's game.
First half, definitely a little sloppy for the Red Wolves, but they picked it up the second half, a little bit more heavy on the defense. They focused more on the inside of the three-point line. A little bit slower this half, too. Not as quick like the first half. Their defense wasn't as quick either, so maybe, Coach Selhorst just taking it back a little bit. However, they, three-points seemed to be the key today. That seemed to be the deciding factor for both teams. A lot of great three-point shots made today. However, for the Red Wolves, the only thing I would like to see them improve is setting up. They have not been setting up very well, I think. That's something very key. However, like you've mentioned, very young team. And Coach Selhorst would be very proud to beat another Division III team today. So congratulations to them.
All right, another great win for the Red Wolves. When we come back, we'll have the halftime stats and interview with the postgame show. We'll be right back with more IU East women's basketball on the Red Wolves Sports Network.
This is where a busy mom can work toward a bachelor's degree from a top national university during softball practice. It's where a service member can continue his college studies from anywhere in the world, and where you'll benefit from one of the country's most effectively delivered online programs.
Woohoo!
So, if you've ever wondered if a college education is really worth it, this is where you'll see that it is. This is Indiana University East Online.
Hello, I'm Caleb Gillock, the host of Inside IUE Sports, a show where we talk with coaches, players, and other guests about what's happening with IUE's athletics.
In the top 100 high school seniors.
Last year we were fortunate enough to do a variety of things on the track and then off to be able to be considered.
Make sure to join us on Friday nights at 8:30 p.m. on WETV Channel 20. And welcome back to IU East Women's Basketball on the Red Wolves Sports Network for the postgame show. Joining me for the postgame show is Kristen Miller. Tell us a little bit about tonight's game. Your leading score was 21 points. What's that mean to you? And just tell us about how the game went.
To be honest, I didn't expect I scored that much, but it was a good team win. Heidelberg's a really good team, and we knew we had to shut down 43 and 23, and we did that. We had a lot of keys to win. And we started off with immense ball pressure. That was one of our keys, and that's what we had to do to win, and we did it.
Now, of course, you had Earlham for the scrimmage earlier this season, and they beat Earlham yesterday 88-73. Once you guys saw that win yesterday over Earlham, what were your guys' thoughts, and what did you have to do to plan for today?
For sure, their post game. We're a team of guards, basically, so we knew that we had to pressure and we had to push the ball up the floor, and then all we had to do is just shut them down. Like, we had to force them to the left side of the floor. They're a right-handed team, and they start everything on the right side. So one of our keys were to force them left, and we did that, and we won.
All right, well, anything else you'd like to add about the game today?
No, it was a great team win, and we're looking forward to Wednesday.
All right, well, thank you for joining me, and congratulations on another great win and also being leading scorer. As we get ready to pass the mic off to head coach Tiffany Selhorst, you can go ahead and swap seats with her. She'll come in and join us for the post-game show as well. Once again, the Red Wolves pick up a 96-79 win today over the Heidelberg Student Princes. And Coach Silhorst having to dry off the headphones once again before she sits down. Tell us a little bit about today's win. Of course, 96-79. What were your thoughts on the game?
Well, yesterday after we played Denison, the girls stayed for a half to watch Heidelberg play, and I thought they did an excellent job of kind of doing their scouting reports on Heidelberg, and they nailed the players. We came up with a game plan. They bought into it, and obviously it paid off. I'm not going to tell you what the game plan is, so before you ask me, I'm not going to tell you, but they bought into it, and it worked beautifully.
All right, well, 4-2 now on the season. Is this where you expected to be at this point in the season?
There's so many unknowns with this team. I don't know what I expected. I expected us to come out a little bit better against Taylor, so, it's just we don't even focus on that seriously. We're just trying to get better and better every single game, just buy into the process, and we are. These freshmen are growing up fast, and I'm really proud of the way that they're buying in and doing what they need to do to win.
All right, next step in the process is going to be Wednesday at Marion. What do you know about Marion?
They're good. That's what I got. They are really, really good. They are probably going to be the best team that we've seen this season so far, and we're going to try to recover some of these injured athletes, but if not, we're going to make do with what we have, and, we're so deep anyway. As long as we come up with the game plan and do it, we have a chance against Marion.
All right, well, thanks, Coach, and congratulations on another win here today at the Quaker Classic. Of course, the Red Wolves pick up a 96-79 win over the Heidelberg Student Princes. We'll go over some of these stats. After the game, the Red Wolves were not leading in field goal percentage. They had 42.7. Heidelberg had 43.5. The Red Wolves shot 32 out of 75, and Heidelberg shot 34-69. From three-point range, Red Wolves were 11 for 24, and Heidelberg was 4 for 17. At the free throw line, the Red Wolves shot 84%, 21 of 25, and the Student Princes shot 71%, 15 of 21. On the rebounds, IU East had 17 offensive, 29 defensive, totaling for 46 rebounds in the game. And the Student Princes had 15 offensive, 27 defensive, adding up for 42. On the turnovers, there were 44 combined turnovers between the two teams. IU East had 20 of those, and Heidelberg had 24. And the Red Wolves are able to pick up a fourth victory this season here today against a Heidelberg team that was a tough competitor against Earlham yesterday, and just a great matchup for the Red Wolves. Definitely a confidence booster heading into the game Wednesday at Marion. For those that don't know, that game will be a 7 o'clock p.m. start time at Marion University in Indianapolis, Indiana. Once again, it starts at 7 p.m. Red Wolves pick up a win here today at Earlham, 96-79, and are 4-2 on the season. Special thanks to Kyle Garner, our broadcast engineer, and Morgan Guard for commentary. I'm Caleb Gillock, the voice of your IU East Red Wolves. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.